Question is, I think it's been fairly disconcerting, it has to me anyway, of how much information, when it comes to operational security, the President of the United States has given out and how we read it every day in the media. We learn about the withdrawal, the troop size. We learn, as the Taliban does at the same time, all kinds of unbelievable information. And I guess, and to kind of follow up on my colleague's comment, and I really don't want to ask you this for public disclosure, but I want to ask you for this either in writing or a classified briefing. I want to know the detailed Plan B. What are the flags and the signs that are going to trigger our reengagement should this go awry? I really do want to know, because I want to know that we do have a plan. And I don't want to ask it in public for everybody in the world to listen, because it really does concern me. But I would ask for you to provide that in writing or a classified briefing. What are we looking for that's going to happen so we don't end up, again, with more loss of blood and life and engagement from America as we're looking at in Iraq? And then my other question is on this new AUMF with ISIL. As you understand your role, I had attended a briefing a couple of months ago, and somebody was here from the State Department, and we were talking about current rules of engagement, current AUMF as it pertains to Afghanistan with this train, advise, and assist mission. And my question specifically was, as we know ISIL is networking all over that part of the world, we know ISIL is looking around and recruiting in Afghanistan. So my question was, under this current operation you're under, was if ISIL is identified by American troops or Afghan National Security Forces in our train, advise, and assist mode that we're in, can we absolutely destroy ISIL when they're identified? And the answer from the State Department was, no, ma'am, they would not be considered a threat to the United States at that point. My comment was, I would consider the fact that we're at war with them and the mere existence of ISIL means we should destroy them. So in your role right now, what is your understanding in your current AUMF when ISIL is identified? Are they taken out because we're at war with them, or are they given a pass?
Ma'am, thanks for your question. We don't talk about rules of engagement, obviously, and the tactics, techniques, and procedures, the TTPs that go along with that. I would just answer that and say that I'm comfortable with the authorities that I have today, that I can prosecute the mission, both from a CT perspective and from a train, advise, and assist perspective. And also protect the force that I have. But I can't go into the rules of engagement in this environment. I understand.
And again, I would like to have a conversation or some kind of follow-up that talks about that in the schedule.
Absolutely, ma'am.
At some point. And then also with this new AUMF, what's the difference going to be in how you can engage ISIS now? Do you see further gains? You have more advantages in this new AUMF than you do now?
Ma'am, I haven't seen the final written document that's gone through it. I've glanced through pieces of it. I know that there's no geographical boundaries, which would help out in Afghanistan. I'd have to do a more detailed look at that. But again, for right now, I have the authorities that I need to be able to prosecute the CT and the train, advise, assist mission I have. I'd have to take a harder look at that, and I can come back to you on the AUMF and how that would impact 15, and then, more importantly for me, as we transition into 16 and beyond.
And then in relation to the size of the troop and the troop strength, 10,000, 5,000, 10,000, 5,000, compared to what you're doing right now, what additional kinds of missions and what additional kind of coverage do you have right now that you're going to lose? And if that's something that we can't talk about here either, I'd like to have a conversation about that. When we're talking about drawing down from 10,000 to 5,000, what are we actually losing there? And again, what steps are in between there that talk about, for our purposes, of the train, assist, and assist the Afghani forces, what does that mean? How much coverage then are the Afghan forces going to be having to do on their own? What does that mean as far as risk? And I understand, probably can't talk about a lot of that here, but I really do want to follow up answers to those questions so that we know, as members of Congress who are going to be voting on this new AUMF, that there really is some kind of a plan. And we're not going to sit here again. I don't think anybody can take anybody's word for anything. We may have all the faith in the world in this new president, but we also see how these things change on a dime. And I think we owe the American public a chance to at least have seen, even in a classified setting, that there is a plan. So I appreciate it, and I look forward to your responses either in writing or in a classified briefing. Thank you, sir. I yield back my time.